kids! So hi kids, I'm so excited to be here with you today. We are talking about the 10 commandments. Those 10 super cool rules that help you live life. So this is the second week of our 10 commandment series, and you can find all the commandments in Exodus chapter 20, starting at verse number 3. Now, last week you talked about number 1 and number 2 with Pastor Janine. Do you remember what number 1 is? That's right. Put God first. God's number 1. God's number 1. God's number 1. That's right. When we put God first, everything else sorts itself out. And then do you remember what number 2 is? Perfect. It's no idols. And no idols means that we don't want to take anything and put it above God. We don't want to say that video games are more important, that books are more important, that movies are more important, that anything is more important than God, because God, remember, is number 1. And now we're going to look at number 3, and that's God's good name. Have you ever had anybody tell you that they heard you said something or did something that you didn't? Yeah, I hate when that happens because it always leads to misunderstandings and it's not always nice. But that's what happens when we use God's name the wrong way. When we do something or we say something and we say it was God, but it wasn't. When we honor God's name, we do it through our actions and through our words. So I challenge you to use your actions and use your words to honor God instead of giving him a bad name. And now on to number 4. Number 4 is God's holy Sabbath. This is great, but what does it mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Sabbath means a day of rest. So just like when God gave us the example in Genesis, he created everything that we see, everything that is around us. He created the entire world and everyone in it. And after he did all that in 6 days, on the 7th day, the Bible says he rested. So we need to take a day of rest too. And what do we do with that day? We honor God. We show God that he's so important in our lives, that he is worth a day where we focus on him, we worship him, we spend time with him, and we honor him. And so that becomes a challenge sometimes because we get busy with chores, with schoolwork, with tests, with all kinds of things. But when we keep that day holy, when we keep that day for God, not only do we have rest and peace in our hearts, but we also find that everything else we need to get done gets done well. It is blessed because God sees how much we love him, how much we trust him. And the Bible says that it's our faith that pleases him. And when we trust in him, even when we don't understand, like even when we don't understand taking a day off of studying or taking a day off of chores, even when we don't understand why that's important. When we do it, we show that we trust him. And when we trust him, we have faith in him. And that makes God smile. So I want to encourage you with that today. Try out those things today. Let's remember from the very top, number 1 is God's number 1. Number 2 is no idols. Number 3 is God's good name. And number 4 is keep Sabbath holy. So I hope you enjoyed this quick Bible study moment, and you have a great rest of the week. We look forward to seeing you soon. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.